Hi everyone, it's Christine, and today I'm going to be doing my first video blog of the semester, and it's going to be on the introduction section of the 15 commitments to conscious leadership. So when I was reading the introduction, I definitely had a lot of moments where I was thinking to myself, oh, this was definitely written about me, this is definitely directed towards me, this is definitely something that I am a victim of. But what resonated with me in particular is that the idea that a lot of people make themselves out to be the victim of their circumstances instead of taking this radical responsibility for their position. And I know that this is something that I really struggle with. I know that maybe if things don't go exactly the way that I planned, I might be thinking, oh, the world is against me, why is this happening to me, I worked so hard, blah, 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 and not allowing myself to be flexible with the situation. Because I think true confidence and leadership comes from having that confidence to know that no matter what happens, you're going to be okay. No matter what the circumstances are, you can survive it, you can work through it. So I think that is something that really resonated with me. And another thing that really resonated with me is the idea that the need to be right and justify yourself and also defend your own opinions comes from this idea of toxic fear. I definitely suffer from having this toxic fear when it comes to failure or even rejection. And I think that really kind of narrows my mindset and puts me in this box where I'm not allowing myself to accept what I don't know and accept other perspectives and really open myself up to being curious instead, because it's definitely way more effective to be curious than to be closed-minded and have to defend yourself until people think you're right. So that's something that I really want to get better at. As for it showing up in other parts of my life, it has been a very prevalent theme this week, actually. I picked up the ELD minor, which is the Engineering Leadership Development, so I've been taking a lot of engineering leadership classes. And today we were doing this exercise where we got up in front of the class and presented our resume of failure. And so as I was coming up with all the failures I've had in my life to present, I realized that a good chunk of them can also be attributed to me not willing to take responsibility for my circumstances and letting them kind of impact me, whether it be me feeling like I wasn't good enough to apply to internships or not putting myself out there for those opportunities because I just felt like the cards were against me. So that's something that was relevant. And it also came up over the weekend when Scott Fried came to talk to us. One of his pieces of advice was to not label things anymore, use less adjectives is what he said. And I think this is very true because he was saying that maybe things aren't necessarily good and things aren't necessarily bad. They just are. Just let them be. Like, you don't have to label them. You just live with it and move on because that's life. Not everything in life has to be labeled. You can just accept it and move on. The same way that when we were in HON401, I know that a lot of people talked about not labeling your feelings, just letting them be, acknowledging them, and moving on. And I think that is really valuable advice that I hope to carry on throughout the semester. So yeah, bye.